In this session, we are going to discuss about software vulnerability. It's a security flaw, glitch or weakness that is found in the software or an operating system that can lead to serious security concerns. One example is an SQL injection. If a site is not properly protected, its search function will execute the SQL commands which can allow the attacker to access the database and potentially the control of the website. This is a serious security concern. Here we have user, here is an attacker, here is another attacker. These are the servers. So what attacker creates? Attacker creates exploits to target software vulnerability. Yes, he may create malware and drop malwares into vulnerable system or allow attackers remote control. Users are lured into executing the exploit via social engineering techniques. Exploits may arrive via email, websites or social networking sites. And attackers may directly target vulnerable servers. These are the common types of software flaws that lead to vulnerabilities in memory safety violations such as buffer overflow and overread. Then second one is dangling pointers. Another category is input validation errors such as code injection or cross-site scripting in web application. Next is buffer overflow. An example for software vulnerability. This is one of the oldest and the most famous of software vulnerability, buffer overflow. Morris Worm in an example of buffer overflow. A buffer overflow occurs when the space allocated to a variable, the variable can be array or string, is insufficient to accommodate the variable in its entirety. For example, a certain amount of buffer space is allocated for an array. If array bounds are not checked while entering information, the array may overflow into contiguous memory and corrupt it. This further can cause an attacker to subvert the normal flow of a program. Malicious code supplied by the attacker can be executed. A buffer overflow or a buffer overrun is an anomaly where a program, while writing data to a buffer, overruns the buffer's boundary and overwrites adjacent memory location. So we will see one example in C language declaration, char sample 10. The compiler sets aside 10 bytes to store this buffer, 1 byte for each of the 10 elements vary from sample of 0 through sample of 9. Now we execute the statement sample of 10 equal to b. The script is out of bound. That is, it doesn't fall between 0 and 9. That is sample of 10. I varying from 0 to 9. We are inserting character A, and in space 10, sample of 10, we are inserting character B. But this is an array, sample is an array of size 10. So 10th position is an overflow position. The B can go to system space, program space or variable space. So let's check what will happen. So here are 4 different cases. B is inserted into user data space. If the extra character overflows into the user data space, it simply overwrites an existing variable value. So perhaps it affects the program's result, but it doesn't affect any other program or data. Second case is B overflows into user's program code. So if it overlays an already executed instruction, the user should perceive no effect. If it overlays an instruction that is not yet executed, the machine will try to execute an instruction with operation code 0x42. That is a internal character B's code 0x42, the internal code for character B. In the third case and fourth case, it is system data space and system program code space. So if there is no instruction with operation code X0X42, the system will halt on an illegal instruction exception. Why buffer overflow a vulnerability? That is, buffer overflow occurs when there is more data in a buffer than it can handle, causing the data to overflow into adjacent storage. This vulnerability can cause a system crash or create an entry point for a cyber attack. C and C++ languages are more susceptible to buffer. Buffer overflow vulnerability can cause unstable program behavior, system crash, code overriding, memory access errors, security exploitation threat, unauthorized data access, exclusive privilege actions, data theft, and even data loss. Now coming to the types of buffer overflow, one is stack overflow and the other one is heap overflow. Stack overflow is part of our syllabus. So let's check stack overflow vulnerability. Stack, we know, is a fixed storage capacity and has a last in first out data structure. It manages all the memory allocating and memory free up function without manual intervention. When the memory input exceeds the limit of stack, an overflow occurs resulting in data exploit. Stack overflow vulnerability. When the memory input exceeds the limit of stack, a stack overflow occurs resulting in data exploit. It can occur due to two reasons. One is outbound declaration of variables. Second one is infinite recursion. So what is stack overflow? It is an undesirable condition which causes a particular computer program to use more memory space than the call stack has available. In programming, we usually use stack for procedure calls. So infinite recursion, if function is not returned properly, infinite recursion can cause. So certain conditions can cause computer program to use more memory space than the call stack has available. In programming, the call stack is a buffer that stores requests that need to be handled and usually defined at the start of a program. So when a function is called, the return address, stack frame pointer P, some variables are pushed onto the stack. Okay, and we can see that the return address has a higher address in the buffer space. So this is a stack buffer space. These variables are pushed onto the stack when a function is executed, and the same is popped out when the function is returned. So we can see that the return address has the highest address. So whenever there is an overflow happen, the return address will be overwritten. Here this is the executed code statement. It has its own variables and functions. Okay, and this is the main function and it is calling another function. So here we have certain stack frames. This is a stack frame for main. So whenever main calls another function, okay, it has its own parameters, return address, previous frame pointer, the variables. Okay, here is a stack pointer. This is the frame pointer. Each frame denotes each function. Okay, here we have stack frame 0. It has its own parameters, return address, previous frame pointer, and stack variables. Buffer grows up and stack grows downwards. Whenever stack overflow happens, the return address will be overwritten. When overflow happens, the return address to the calling program is overwritten with the address of the malicious code. So that way, when the function terminates, it will not return to the calling program. Instead, the malicious code will be executed. So this is what happens when a stack overflows. This general form of security attack achieves two goals. Inject the attack code, which is typically a small sequence of instructions that spawns a shell into running process, or change the execution path of the running process to execute the attack code. So what are the impact? Impact are delay of service and memory leakages. Then how can we protect from stack overflow? Using non-executable stack which does not hold any code. Using robust programming languages where the memory access functions can't be triggered. Use compilers which prevent overflows. Always check and validate the inputs received. So that's all about stack overflow. Thank you for listening.